So let's go ahead and get started. Let's introduce ourselves. So hello everyone, my name is Cody. I'm the Manager of Education at Duda. You've probably talked to me before. I've been on lots of webinars, and I work with our product, our support portal. I do a lot of education and training here at Duda. And I'm really excited to have with me today a guest from Constant Contact. I've got Kylie McHugh. She's the National Training Specialist over there. And I thought I did a lot of webinars. Kylie does a whole lot of webinars. So she's got some really great content for us today, going over some of the best practices of email marketing and ways that you can use email marketing to not only grow your business as a reseller, selling websites to your clients to help yourself get more leads and close those deals, but also potentially offering it to your clients as well. So please welcome Kylie.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and talk about email marketing best practices, and thank you, Cody, for that warm introduction. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about a few common questions that you might have, and we're going to start with a few of the basics, like who is Constant Contact, why email will help your business, how you can design a great email, and what to do next. Now, you might be wondering, who is Constant Contact and how do we fit in with what you do? Well, the truth is that we wrote the book on email marketing, and we're known for being trustworthy and reputable because we're fully compliant with all the email laws, and that includes canned spam, which is the reason why we can ensure that every time you hit send, the emails you're sending are delivered directly to the inbox. In fact, Constant Contact has the highest delivery rate at more than 98% in the entire email marketing industry, which means the emails that you send are going to be seen, and we'll be sure that they get opened and read by your audience. At the end of the day, the bottom line really comes down to this. Constant Contact has developed the #1 ranked email marketing tool and small business support staff, and we believe that our success is your success. So here's a few ways that will help you get there. Now, email marketing truly is hard to beat when it comes to all the marketing channels that you have available to you. 91% of people check their emails daily, and 88% regularly check their email on their smartphones. That's more than they check social media or more than they watch videos. Now I'm going to ask you to raise your hand using that raise your hand button in the dashboard to answer this question. How many of you check your email first thing when you wake up before you even roll out of bed? You grab your phone, you check your email. Or maybe it's even the last thing that you do before you fall asleep at night. It's not surprising to see all those hands going in the air. I think this is something that many of us can relate to on a daily basis, and so can your audience. Email works because it's where your customers and clients really are. Now, let's not forget about the dollars and cents of email marketing. Email marketing has 3 times the conversion rate of social media. So the time that you spend to create and send an email will reap higher rewards. And for every $1 spent on email marketing, there's a $44.25 average return on investment, which means the money that you spend on your email marketing budget comes back to you multiple times over. Especially because we know exactly how you're going to get there. As an industry leader, we've done extensive research into the types of emails that are going to drive real results. We want you to include your logo and 2 to 3 colors. Too much colors can definitely be distracting, so try using your most contrasting colors sparingly as a way to highlight the most important items on the page. Also, make clickable links to your website. This can be a great way to drive traffic. You can do this in a variety of engaging ways using features like buttons or text links, and you can even make your images clickable, like your logo, for example. Don't forget about clickable social media icons. You'll find branded icons for many of your favorite social media sites right in your email editor. And that's going to increase visibility to your social sites by including them in your emails. Not only is your logo a great way to build brand recognition, it's also a measurable way to drive traffic to your website. We recommend making your logo and all of your other images clickable. By doing so, you're going to be able to capitalize on the real estate inside your message. When it comes to optimizing your call to action, we encourage you to focus on one, maybe two major calls to action. If you overcrowd your email with too many options, your audience will be overwhelmed. For every additional link in your email, your click-through rate will increase, or I should say decrease, and that's really because less is more. I want you to think about the space in your email that's visible before you scroll down the page, making sure that your call to action is what we call above the scroll. Placing your call to action there is going to help increase clicks because people are going to see it before they have to scroll down, and that's going to drive them to take more action. Also, draw attention with buttons, color, and font size. You can do that by designing your email in a way that visually draws your reader's eye to the most important part, and that's the call to action, the things that's going to drive people toward your goal. These design features are going to help you create a better focal point. By focusing each message on your goal, maybe generating more referral clients, getting more appointments, or promoting new services to your current clients, you're going to be more likely to reach or exceed your goal. In addition to narrowing down your major call to action, you should also limit extraneous text or unnecessary images. Based on a lot of studies that we've done, we found that the highest email results are when senders limit the text that they're using to 20 lines or less, and 3 or fewer images. And as a bonus, if you want to optimize your design for mobile, Apple recommends that you fit your button or your link in a 44 by 44 pixel size. That's going to optimize it for that finger clicking and allow it to remain above the scroll without taking up too much real estate. When it comes to getting people to open your emails, writing a standout subject line is absolutely key. So we encourage you to keep it short and sweet, and that means between 5 and 8 words. The truth is you only have a couple of seconds to capture your reader's attention. Plus, you want to make sure that your subject line doesn't get cut off on mobile devices. Also, make sure that you're avoiding excessive punctuation or all capital letters. Spam filters look for subject lines like these, which could decrease your chances of getting to the inbox. Avoid them to increase your open rates. You can also use personalization, numbers, and questions to get people to open the emails you send. These are a few of those classic tactics we like to think about that will grab attention and pique interest. Our testing shows that these strategies help increase open rates as well, something we definitely want to be able to take advantage of as we start sending emails. If you're looking for even more ways to write a standout subject line, I'm going to share with you a few of our favorite, what I like to think of as no-fail techniques. The first is to ask, and you can do that using questions to pique curiosity and to entice your audience to open and find out more. You can also provide, excuse me, sorry about that, you guys, I had to sneeze. You can also provide what we call a command, and that's going to push your audience toward an action, and that can be a really effective way to encourage opens, especially if you can create urgency with that as well, like in the example you see here. We also encourage you to write subject lines in a list. That's going to create intrigue by using what we call top appeal through lists. And the example here would be something like 5 top secrets or 3 tools to boost your marketing. And don't forget about an offer. I am so sorry, I'm having a sneezing attack, you guys. Okay, so don't forget about an offer. Ideally, your emails will provide value to your audience, whether it's a special deal or exclusive expertise. Leverage that in your subject line. Now that I've shared some best practices about email marketing, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Cody so that he can take you through that live demo with the Duda contact form.
I think good timing, too. Give you a chance to find a box of Kleenex.
Thank you.
All right, can you pass the presenter over to me? Perfect. All right, let's see. Go ahead and show my screen. So you guys can all see my screen now? Oh, well, aren't these, what a polite group of webinar attendees. Several people said, bless you. And one person, Arnold, said, take a Benadryl. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. All right. While Kylie finds a Benadryl and some Kleenex, let me show you a little bit about how Constant Contact is actually integrated directly into the Duda editor. So I've got the editor pulled up here on a basic template site. So we can add in a contact form. So let's go ahead to add element. I'll go to contact form. And let's go ahead and let's drag this into a new row. So you're familiar with the contact form element. You can go ahead and add your new fields and everything. If you haven't noticed it before, we have a new integrations tab. This integrations tab actually has integrations with several web services, including Google Sheets, Mailchimp, and then also, important for this webinar, Constant Contact. And also webhooks too, which is a great way to connect with APIs and other applications online, including services like Zapier, which will let you integrate with a number of different CRMs, which is really, really useful. But integrating with Constant Contact for your email opt-ins could not be easier. You can just go ahead and connect directly to your Constant Contact account. So I'll go ahead and click that here. Pull this down. So let's see. Let me log into my account here. Just enter my password. Allow access to connect to Constant Contact. And you'll see here, I can actually pull in, I'm connected to my account, and now I can go ahead and pull and select a mailing list from my account. And I went into my Constant Contact account and set all these up yesterday. So I can choose one. Let's say I want to choose like in the email newsletter mailing list. I can choose that, then select the fields of the form that I want to associate with the fields inside of Constant Contact. And so you can actually set up multiple contact forms throughout your site. So let's say, for example, on one page you want to have the email newsletter opt-in. Maybe on a different page you have like a merchandise page in your e-commerce store or something. And you want someone to be able to just sign up for merchandise updates. You can have multiple contact forms, each sending those leads or those data into different lists. And so this is all connected, and when someone submits this form, that lead data goes directly into your list in Constant Contact, ready for you to use, send emails to that lead or to that potential customer. So it really is super simple. No more having to go into a form builder in Constant Contact and copy-paste third-party code and try to embed it in here. It's just really simple. Enter your username and password, and those information get sent directly to Constant Contact. So that's how simple it is on the Duda side. I think I'm going to pass it back over to Kylie now for the rest of the presentation. Let's see. There we go. Kylie, you doing better?
I think I'm all set. Thank you. And thank you for all those, bless you guys, it's impeccable timing, right? So thank you so much for that demo, Cody. You know, at the end of the day, it's really about making integration seamless, and this tool is going to help you do that. So as people are subscribing to mailing lists, they're dropped right into Constant Contact where you can start sending those email messages. That's true for your clients and customers as well. So what we're going to talk about next is just a couple of tips for the Constant Contact editor so you can see how seamless it is. So let's go ahead and get into that. And I also wanted to remind you, if you guys got questions, you can send those on over. We'll be answering those as we wrap up. So not only does Constant Contact have industry-leading insights, we're providing top-of-line products to make successful email marketing as easy as possible. And you know, the good thing about that is we've got this brilliant campaign editor which makes creating an email quick and simple. You can simply drag and drop the pieces that you need, like images, social media icons, and you're even able to put in a clickable call to action, and you're able to edit and format as you need. We also provide pre-designed templates that are all mobile responsive. That means that your email is going to look great across every single device. So whether they're looking at your emails on a computer, you know, a desktop computer or a laptop, they're going to look even, what I should say is exactly the same on a tablet or a small cell phone screen. So we make sure that people can take action everywhere that they're checking their emails. It's so important to all of those people who are on the go. Now, when you're doing email marketing and you're using a reputable tool like Constant Contact to do it, you're going to see a lot of benefits for your business. Here are just a few of those. First, we're talking about building credibility because people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And email gives you the opportunity to build that credibility by looking professional and sharing targeted content. Not to mention building that brand recognition that we know is so important for that repeat business. It also allows you to start nurturing those leads. Not everyone will be ready to make a purchase all the time or take advantage of a service offering, but email is going to give you the opportunity to capture new visitors' attention and stay top of mind with helpful and informative content so that when they are ready, they remember you. You're also able to reach people on any device. With nearly 2/3 of all emails being opened on a mobile device, email marketing is one of the best tools that you can use to take advantage of that growing popularity of that mobile technology and also look great while you're doing it. You're also going to learn what works. Email marketing gives you the metrics you need to see how your emails are performing, and these insights are going to help you market smarter. They're also going to give you the advantage of better understanding the needs and interests of your customer base. So as those needs start to change, you can be on top of those and adjust your marketing and messages accordingly. With a tool as powerful as and as easy to use as Constant Contact, you don't have to be a marketing expert. You're going to see phenomenal results for your business because we make it easy for you to do that. You can also pass the value of email marketing on to your clients by becoming a partner with Constant Contact to add email marketing to what you're currently offering. And that will allow you to earn revenue share for each client that you bring on. As a partner, you're going to reap benefits like building your service offering. You'll get free training and support so that you can take advantage of that support to become email marketing experts if that's an area that you need to up your expertise. We'll provide sell sheets, email templates, logos, and copy for you to share with your prospects and clients to show the value of Constant Contact email marketing in conjunction with the services that you offer. So whether you're new to Constant Contact or you're an expert on the product, we offer training to help you maximize your ability to provide services to your clients. Plus, we offer marketing best practices training so that you're going to be up to date on technology trends as well. You're also able to reach people on any device like we talked about a minute ago. And we've got a centralized dashboard which allows you to access all of your clients' accounts via a single interface. So you don't have to worry about logging into individual accounts. We've got a great tool that would help you manage your clients that way. And don't forget about the fact that you'll earn revenue share when you become a partner of Constant Contact. I hope that you've been able to see how email marketing can help your organization achieve its goals and why Constant Contact is the right solution to help you get there. If you don't already have an account, we are offering a special offer right now. It ends tonight. You can save 40% off 3 months with the offer code of CYBERWK16. So be sure to go and set up your 60-day free trial at we've given you a special URL, so it's dudamobile.constantcontact.com. That's going to allow you access to that special offer. Also, if you're interested in offering Constant Contact to your clients, you can contact us to become a partner. So be sure to reach out to us if you've got any questions about those things. We'd be happy to help you along the way. At this point, I think we'll go ahead and open it up for some Q&A if you're ready, Cody.
Yeah, that sounds good. So maybe we can, while we are opening up the questions, so if you guys do have any questions, feel free to type them into the questions box, and myself and Kyla will go through and we'll go through your questions, try to answer as best as possible. While we're reading questions, maybe we can go back aside and just leave those URLs and codes back up just in case anyone wants to write them down. If we can step back there. There we go. Cool. All right, great, thank you. Okay, let's see. Right off with the tough questions, Bradley's asking, why is Constant Contact better than, say, GoDaddy's service?
So I can tell you that it has to do with our deliverability and our integration together. Every time that you're hitting send, an email is landing in the inbox more than 98% of the time. And the fact that we have fantastic support. So as you're building your emails, you absolutely want to achieve your goals, and the best way to do that is have them land in the inbox. So that's absolutely first. And second, our customer support isn't just technical support. We're going to provide marketing expertise and tips to help you find that success. So we're there to guide you along the way as you need it. Say those are the two biggest differentiators.
Yeah, Ken has some feedback too. He says, One call to action should be the limit for attention spans measured in seconds. Now, since 8 seconds was the last number we saw, 2 or more may be too many.
Yeah, so absolutely. I didn't intend to say 2 or more if I said it that way. The goal should be no more than 2. So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too, and I know that I've since I do some email marketing here at Duda, I've definitely fought the good fight to try to keep the number of CTAs down, because it's tempting sometimes when you have multiple things you want to get into that email, try to put in multiple CTAs, and you just gotta pick one and commit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sabrina's asking if we're going to receive the slides after the webinar. Kylie, is it okay if we send over the deck after the webinar? Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. I'll make
All
sure
right,
to I'll send that over to you since I made a couple of edits.
Sure, sure. Let's see. So Ken's asking regarding subject lines, guidelines for avoiding being thrown into emails promo box.
So great question. That's tricky, especially when it comes to Gmail, but we have done some work behind the scenes to get your emails into the inbox instead. So we've already done that work for you, which means as you hit send, those emails are landing in the inbox as opposed to the promo tab. So hopefully that will put your mind at ease.
Good. Joe says this looks good. Thank you, Joe. Let's see. Sue's asking, Constant Contact has the feature to automate flows.
So if you're asking, can you create an automated series? The answer is absolutely yes. And what's really great is we've even got a new welcome email which can be triggered based on the list someone is added to. So, in the example that Cody gave earlier, if someone subscribed to a merchandise list from like an e-commerce site, they could then get a welcome email that's tied back to merchandise, maybe with a special incentive or offer or something similar. So yes, you can automate your messages, and yes, it works even better seamlessly because they can get even more targeted messages at sign up with those welcome emails as well.
Nice, nice. Let's see, Ken's asking a couple more good questions here too. Let's see, yes, can you elaborate on CRM interfacing with Constant Contact, like what works and what isn't recommended?
So are you looking for the types of integrations that work well to bring in contacts into Constant Contact? Is that what you're asking for?
I think so. I think he's asking like what types of CRM would you want to integrate with Constant Contact? Or Ken, maybe you can he says he's asking for interoperability.
So I'm not familiar with that one specifically. If it's okay with you, Cody, I'm just going to open up constantcontact.com. So Ken, if you wanted to check out all of the integrations that we have, you can do that because there might be more than one that you're interested in. If you go to constantcontact.com, you're going to see at the bottom as you scroll down a bunch of marketing opportunities here, and that's where you're going to find all of our partnerships and tools and integrations. So if you wanted to come in and check that out, you can see that apps and integrations right here, and then you could do a quick search for the ones you're looking for. I can tell you that it's something that we're changing constantly, just like with this integration with Duda today. So and I can also tell you we work really well with things like Salesforce, QuickBooks, why am I drawing a blank? I am ACT. So those typical small business applications, we absolutely already have integrations for, and it will continue to grow.
Great, fantastic, thank you. Yeah, it looks like he's asking for like if he has clients that are using email tools like Yesware, Sales Genius, how would that work with Constant Contact? So, and it seems like what you just said, right? If he can check it on the integrations page and see how it'll work.
Yep, and if for some reason there's not an integration, because we probably don't have an integration for every piece of software, right? You always have the option to import a spreadsheet or a file, so that would be a solution in the interim as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Gilad and Sherry are asking to see the promo slide again.
Yes.
And Ed is asking if we can post the link into the chat box.
Yes. Yes, we can.
Okay, let's see. Blake is asking, is the form integrations working yet for the new beta editor? Great question, Blake. Unfortunately, no. The form integrations is currently only on the current responsive editor. It's not ready yet for the new beta. I'm really hoping that we get that in soon for the beta editor because it's one of my favorite features on Duda, but it's not ready in the beta currently. Mary is asking, does Constant Contacts have any recommendations for email newsletter frequency?
Great question. So we typically see the average small business sending between 1 and 2 emails in a month. So that would be a great place to start, but I don't think all of them should be newsletters. The truth is you want your messages to be as brief as possible. So you can break your what would typically be a longer communication like a newsletter into 2 or 3 emails. You'll see better results. But as you're getting started, try 1 or 2 in a 30-day time frame and then watch your open and your click-through reports to see how they're performing, and then adjust your communications and number of communications in the same period of time in the next 30 days.
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer. Sam is asking a similar question to before, what Constant Contact versus Mailchimp?
So I would say if you're comparing the question between GoDaddy and Constant Contact, the answer is still the same. We're going to provide you free customer support. We also provide free education and training, sort of similar to what you're getting today, but in more in depth and in a lot of topics, not just email, marketing tips and content ideas and all sorts of content like that in the form of education. And we're going to be there to help you every step of the way.
Yeah, I know that in the Duda editor we do have, in the form integrations tab, we have the ability to integrate with either Constant Contact or with Mailchimp. If you're on today's webinar, chances are you probably haven't picked one or the other. I can tell you that as far as Duda goes, our relationship is much stronger with Constant Contact. We've done a couple of webinars with these guys. They've been a great company to work with. We're really interested in our resellers, and we're really pros at coming up with these email best practices for small businesses. They're a fantastic company.
And you know, too, Cody, I want you guys to be happy. So if you're curious and you want to try them both out, I encourage you to do that. Try Mailchimp, see what you think. Try Constant Contact. I can tell you that the differences will be very clear.
Ah, okay. Nice, nice. Okay, Lee's saying, what are the best tools to get recipients straight to physical stores and locations? Can email be effective to drive traffic to brick-and-mortar locations?
Yes, it absolutely can, especially when you provide an incentive like a special offer for them to take advantage of in the store. We also have some really cool tools like a text to subscribe feature, which would be a way to drive people back in. I see a lot of small businesses using it at things like trade shows or on their storefronts when they're not open. So once you're driving people there, even if you can't be there to help them instantly, they've got a way to continue that relationship with you.
Mm-hmm. Matt is saying a new client has been getting more and more email sent to spam folders. Is there a way to find out if their email domain is being flagged as being a spammer?
So yes, there is. I don't know if that was your question, Cody. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if they're using Constant Contact, the answer is yes, there is a way for us to check that, and they can reach out to us directly.
Okay. Let's see. Joe is asking if there's any issue in putting multiple Constant Contact list signups into separate lists on the same Constant Contact account from different pages on the same Duda website. And like I was showing in the demo before, that should be fine. So if you're going to log into the same Constant Contact account through the tool in the Duda editor, and you can choose the list that you want that form to input that lead information into. And so you can have multiple forms throughout your Duda site, and those can submit to the different Constant Contact lists all within the same account, and that's just fine. Let's see, Jill's asking, how come Constant Contact campaigns look different on some computers? Doesn't look the same?
When it comes to email in general, the way that it displays varies by the client. It varies based on the operating system. So each of those things can make the email look slightly different. With Constant Contact's new editor, which was just rolled out in the last year, less of those differences are actually popping up. It works better with each of those back-end softwares, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
James is asking if Constant Contact allows API integrations into other forms from other sites, like non-Duda sites.
Yes, we do have that, and you can find, oh gosh, what is it? API, if you go to api.constantcontact.com, you'll find the other integrations that we do have that are meant to put those two pieces of code together and make that transition of information seamless.
Charles saying, this is great. Charles says, as I know, this presentation is to marketing consultants. We have been partners for more than a decade, and I can tell you that Constant Contact deeply supports their partners. Great company to hang out with. Duda and Constant Contact, a powerful combination.
Thank you for that. It's always good to hear that.
Wow, fantastic feedback. Thank you,
Yes.
Charles. Let's see. Russ is saying, I'm using the Constant Contact welcome email to send a 5-step report response from my landing page. Would you still apply the minimal text and a few links rule to such an email?
I definitely would, as a best practice, try to follow those tools, although there might, or those tips, but there might be some exception to those rules. So Russ, if I were you, I would look at the emails that you're already sending and check where your open and your click-through rates are. If they seem to be performing well, you might be able to tweak them a little bit and add maybe a little bit more content or an additional link. Those tips that I shared with you are great ground rules, but they don't apply to everyone, right? Really depends on your audience and their specific need, and they're going to tell you when too much is too much because they won't click after a certain point or they'll stop reading at a certain point. So you can definitely play around with it, but use those more as guidelines as a place to start.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Sam is asking, Sam says also, I don't understand the relationship between Duda and Constant Contact. How do you work together? Well, Sam, so Duda, we offer websites, and Constant Contact are experts in email marketing. And while our products are definitely different, we're actually, really servicing some of the same markets, both small businesses and then people who sell to small businesses. And so our products aren't really competitive with each other, but they are very complementary. So if you're selling websites to a small business, chances are it would probably be a good fit for you to also maybe do email marketing for that small business, and that might strengthen your relationship with the small business, especially if you position yourself as a web or marketing expert, really helping out to service that small business and consult with them and help them become successful with their online marketing goals. Providing them with a website and a successful email marketing plan is the bread and butter of most online marketing campaigns. So they're very complementary services, and Constant Contact and Duda have a good relationship as far as that goes. We've done, I think, 2 or 3 webinars with Constant Contact. We actually did a speaking event together in San Francisco a couple of years ago for a small business association. So so we've got very similar interests in a lot of ways, and they've just been a great company for us to work with.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Let's see, Faith is saying 2 things. I'm a client of Constant Contact since 2007. I love Constant Contact's new archive feature of past newsletters easily archiving on my website, which works when you go to my website on a laptop. But you can't see them on my Duda mobile website version. You can only see links I've created to specific newsletters from prior years.
So I don't know why that would be happening. I'm sure there's something going on that I'm not able to see, but if you want to contact us, I'm sure that they can take a look at that for you. They'll be able to access a lot more than I can.
Good question. Sherry's saying, with the offer code, do you get 2 months free and then 3 months at 40% off?
Yes. So you get the 60-day free trial, and then to take a, well, I think you have to decide if you want to do a 60-day free trial or if you want to save 40% off for 3 months. You can start the trial and try it out, but the offer code will end tonight. So if you're looking, if you know you're looking for an email tool, I would do the 40% off now to save that money instead of the 60-day free trial. But if you're not looking to commit yet and you want to try it out, then that 60-day free trial would probably be the better option for you. Really just depends on where you are in your marketing efforts. Great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think Ken is clarifying on his earlier questions about CRM, saying that he's currently reviewing about a half dozen CRM platforms, and Salesforce isn't one of them. So he's just trying to check out different CRM platforms. So Ken, I mean, my advice to you would be to check out the tools that you're planning on using to see what works with your CRM. So when you're picking your CRM, make sure it's one that's going to work with whatever it is you're trying to use. And also, just so you know, like I showed in the Form Integrations tab, there was that webhooks option as well as the Google Sheets option. You can use a service like Zapier. If you're not familiar with it, it's Z-A. Actually, I'll go ahead and type it out here. Just go ahead and send that. So you can go to Zapier.com. That lets you connect a number of different CRMs using webhooks and Google Sheets. So you can use that contact form on Duda's side to connect with a number of different CRMs. It's really, really useful. So definitely check that out while you're looking around. Gilad is asking, how much will be the monthly cost for about 50,000 emails? I don't do this.
Yeah, so that's a great question. We have pricing tiers that you're going to find if you go into constantcontact.com. At the very bottom, you'll find a link for pricing. Because Constant Contact offers 2 levels of service, we offer email, which will give you email standing alone, or we give you what's called Email Plus, which gives you email plus our event tool, our trackable coupons, a bunch of other applications. So it depends on what you really want to use as to what the price will be. And you'll find the breakdown of all of that in this pricing link in the footer of the page. Great question.
Robin is asking, what kind of tracking metrics are available? Are you able to track individual links, i.e. if multiple instances of the same link exist, how do we know which one was clicked? Can you easily create custom segments on past behaviors, i.e. send to all people who've clicked on one of the link in the past web messages, etc.?
Can I show what's available? Is that okay with you, Cody?
Yeah, go for it.
It'll just make it make more sense. I'll just log in quickly to a Constant Contact account, and then you guys will be able to see what we're tracking with reporting so that you can see exactly how you take all of those actions. And the answer, or the short answer to your question is yes, you can do all of those things. You're going to find a reporting tab as you start sending your emails, and you'll see a range of how your emails are performing over time, a sort of comparison. But then at the bottom, that's where you're going to see the actions people really take, and you're able to drill into them. So since you were asking about click-throughs the most, you can simply just find the click-throughs through the email, just click on the total number, and it will give you a breakdown of who clicked on those links so that you can target better and start to sub-segment. So we break it down for you by the URL that they clicked on. If you click on the number, it then tells you who those people are, and then you can check them off at the top, and you're able to save them to a list. So if this is a link that invited people to register for an event, these are the 5 people that clicked to register. I can add them to a list called Event Registration Follow-up, and I can compare, my event registration to my clicks to register and follow up after that. So we also do keep track of opens, like you would imagine. We keep track of who didn't open as well, and anybody who unsubscribed. So you're going to see all the categories of what we track right here.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. That's a lot more in depth than I was thinking it would be. That's awesome.
And easy to use too. I think that's the important part, right? You can see the data, but then if you can easily manage it, that's the biggest part of the battle.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thanks for showing us that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got some more questions here. So Bass is asking, or saying, gotta go. Thanks a lot. Very useful. Now looking at Constant Contact instead of Mailchimp. If you know what I mean, we'll look at the webinar again when the link arrives. Bye. Cool. Thanks, Bass. Sherry's asking if there's any suggestions for a good place to get email leads.
So I would say that it comes from all of your potential contact points or touch points. So places like your website would be a great place to put that Duda integration form. That would be the first place I would start. You'll also find that Constant Contact has additional sign-up tools when you're on the go. You can find all those sign-up tools when you log into Constant Contact in this List Growth Tools tab. We have integrations for your social sites to get people to sign up there. We have really great WordPress applications as well if you've got a blog that you're running. So I would get into this List Growth Tools and set them all up and then think about all of your touch points, because if you've got something like a storefront, well, people can sign up there. You can run special contests and you can start asking people over the phone. We even give you a link that you can include in something like your email signature when you're transacting with your clients and they're asking you questions. When you respond, they can click on a link in your email signature to join your mailing list.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, Joe had a quick comment that Constant Contact is a way better editor and a more secure environment, which is really interesting.
Thank you for that.
Maria is asking, what would be an acceptable open rate? And I would guess that would have to depend, right, on your audience and...
Yeah, so it does vary widely. I'll show you just as an example. We have a help section up here that has frequently asked questions, and you can search exactly that, so open rates. And it will give you click, open, and bounce rates by industry in a frequently asked question. So you can see, based on the industry you're in, what are the average rates. And this is something that we update regularly, so this was updated as of October 2016, so you're able to see that. And this will be great for your clients too if you're working with other organizations where you can see where they should range. But we typically say, if I were to give you an average, a good open rate is somewhere between 17 and 28%. But that's a big variance there.
Right. And I think a lot of it's also going to have to depend on, you know, how warm those leads are to you guys and how frequently you email them, and there's a lot of factors that go into that. Let's see, Dean is also commenting to add to Kylie's comment on frequency, quality over quantity should be held in higher regard. That's a good point. Maximilian is saying, is asking, is it a problem if I would integrate it with German websites? Are there any fields or functionalities that can't be translated manually?
So I can't tell you about the Duda integration specifically if you can change the language on that, but the rest of our stuff on the Constant Contact side can be changed. I think there's only one place that it wouldn't change, and that is in the bottom of every email there's a footer, and some of that verbiage has to remain in English to keep us compliant, and that's with canned spam. But outside of that, everything else can be changed.
Excellent. Okay. Armando is asking, are there any limitations during the free trial?
There are limitations. So we'll allow you to upload 100 email addresses, but you can send as many emails as you want. So the limitation is the total number of email addresses.
Okay, cool. Ian is asking, how easy is it to migrate to Constant Contact from GoDaddy, and is there any need or point to keep a separate GoDaddy email account?
So I would say when it comes to moving from one to the other, the thing that you want to take with you is your list. That includes anybody who's also unsubscribed during the process. So I would bring those two things with you, the list of anybody who's unsubscribed, which you should be able to easily get, and your contacts. Outside of that, unless you want to be able to pull data out for opens and clicks and that sort of thing, the transition should be really seamless.
Okay, Sarah is asking, I use Mailchimp and I find their templates encoding your own to be very difficult, which is why I'm here today, wondering how your templates and your coding differs. My email offers tend to be very bland and I'm looking for more easy-to-use Sparkle.
Yep, so we give you these professionally built templates that have drag and drop features, so you can start with any template that you want. And in fact, you'll see if you go into a campaigns tab and you click the create button, you'll see just how many templates are available. You can scroll through those. There is no need for code, no CSS, no HTML, none of that is necessary. We give you the tools to customize the message that you want. Depending on the template you choose, you've got got lots of options. So even if your emails are what you call bland, I can assure you they're going to look great on any of these templates. And you don't have to be an HTML expert. I'm definitely not.
No problem. Let's see. Maximilian is saying, if I sign up for free tonight, can I still use the Cyber Week 16 promotion because I get 60 days as a regular user is the same? I think there's a little more clarification on that.
So I think you have to choose one or the other. This offer code should end tonight, which I think means if you go in and try it after tonight, it won't be available. You could always call us and see if they're willing to make an exception. I wish those were decisions I get to make, but unfortunately I don't. So there is definitely a risk involved. If you want, I can reach out to the team and see if they'll make it available a little bit longer. And Cody, I can let you know, and maybe we can reach out to people today. I don't know how you feel about that.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, let me know. There's a couple more questions here, and I know we've only got a couple more minutes here, so Ken saying Duda and constant contact love fast equals a good thing. That's fine. Sherry's asking, what about the basic versus email plus accounts?
So basic is what I like to think of as standalone email. Email Plus gives you email and all of our other marketing tools. What you probably saw when I clicked the Create button was a selection menu of what are you trying to create. When you have Email Plus, you get access to all of these things, not just email.
Gotcha.
So that would probably be the best way to explain that. Just better ways to engage your audience based on your goals. If you're running an event, having event registration is probably the way you want to go. If you're working with a client who is maybe a business to consumer and they want to make a special offer, you can create a trackable coupon. So it's a lot of marketing tools inside Constant Contact, Email Plus.
Sherry's asking, what if you go over your pricing tier?
So you have the option to prepay if you want to, which will give you a discount. What we'll do is we'll just adjust the charge that you receive based on the subscriber growth. So if you sign up and originally you tell us you want to pay for 2,500 email addresses and then instantly you're at 3,000, you'll just be charged a little bit more the next time. And if you prepay, your prepayment would just run out faster, or your invoice would increase if you pay monthly.
Mm-hmm. Sam's asking if the audio part of the webinar will be available too. Yes, Sam, we're going to actually send out a replay that's going to include all the audio and the video from the webinar as well. Faith is asking a question, if people view the email without opening it, are you able to track that yet?
It's a great question. So when it comes to email marketing, an open is tracked two ways. If someone sees the images in your email, we know it's open. If they click a link in your email, we know it's open. And in fact, that's how opens are measured industry-wide. In my opinion, they should call it the interaction rate because that's really what it is, or the engagement rate. So they have to either see the images in an email or they have to click on a link to know it was open. If they don't do one of those two things, you won't know they saw the email.
Okay, good answer. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Joe says we're resellers of both Duda and Constant Contact. If we create a willing audience to attend with the two, you'd like to do this or a similar webinar. Joe, just go ahead and send me an email. I'd love to learn more about your audience, and it just depends on the audience and the size and who they are and if the messaging is appropriate for them. So just definitely contact me, just Cody@dudamobile.com, and I'd love to chat with you more about it.
Would it be okay if I add something, Cody?
Sure.
For those of you who want to learn how the email tool itself works, if you want to see it in action, we've got free webinars that you guys can check out. We offer them every single day. So for those of you who are asking questions about the editor itself, I think that would be a great place to get a preview of what it can do. We'll walk you through it beginning to end in about 45 minutes.
I think that's probably a good idea. We've got another question about Karen is asking, saying, I'm a Mailchimp user and wondering if Constant Contact has the ability to place a background image under a text box, which isn't available in Mailchimp.
The answer is no, it doesn't. We are not currently allowing background images. Used to be because email inboxes like Outlook, for example, would automatically strip those out. It is definitely something that we're looking at. It is a widely requested feature, so that could definitely change in the future, but it currently doesn't have that option.
Gotcha. Someone's also asking if you guys have landing pages.
We have contact sign-up landing pages. We have event landing pages where you can provide event details for an event that you're hosting, like driving directions, speaker info, but that would be where the landing page ends.
Okay.
I hope that
And
answers the question. Sorry.
no problem. And let's see. Sarah says, "Thank God, hashtag no HTML."
Amen.
So I think is good. And I think we're going to actually have to end it there since I have a hard stop and another webinar to get to. So can we put the offer slide back up on the screen real quick, Kylie?
Absolutely.
So one more time, can you give us the offers here?
Yep. So the offer is 40% off for 3 months if you use Cyber WK16. That offer ends tonight. If you're not ready to commit, I encourage you to get in and start a 60-day free trial. You can do that at dudamobile.constantcontact.com. And for anybody interested in becoming a partner, you can reach out to us at constantcontact.com/partners/solution providers. And I'll send over
Fantastic.
this deck to you, Cody.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kylie. I really appreciate you taking the time to come and talk with our team today. A lot of good information, and there's a lot of great discussion, a lot of really great questions. So definitely seems like there's a lot of interest. So thank you so much, everyone who showed up. Thank you, Kylie, for coming and presenting, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.